Hello, this is Julian Morgan, here to talk about 3 of my books of Latin puzzles. The idea of writing these came to me years ago when I was in my first teaching job, when I'd spend hours with a pencil and sheets of paper, shoehorning words into grids and making up clues for them. Not much changes, though these days the pencil and paper don't figure quite so large, and the books are on sale both on Amazon and in a growing number of museums. And for those who find them hard, they all have full sets of solutions in the back. Well, first off, Easy Latin Puzzles had its earliest incarnation in 2006, though the latest 2020 version represents its 4th full revision and expansion. The word games were based on 3 lists of commonly used vocabulary, which I identified from popular Latin courses. The puzzles are called easy in part because there are no word endings to deal with here, just words in Latin in their original dictionary entry forms. It contains 60 word games of different kinds, including word searches, riddles, crosswords, arrow words and cryptic puzzles. This book should be suitable for someone who's been doing Latin for a short time, perhaps a year or so. Next up, in terms of difficulty, is Tricky Latin Puzzles. This book is similar in scope to its easier sibling, though the vocabulary is drawn from a much wider base, and there are lots of challenging word endings to stretch you. The title on the cover says it all, I hope, and if you don't find this book at least a little bit difficult, I shall have failed in my task. Crossword types include those with Latin to English clues, English to Latin, and yes, you guessed it, Latin to Latin. Now that should justify calling the book tricky. I first wrote this book in 2016, but have recently completed a total revision and expansion, which means there's even more for you to go at than before. There are now 65 crosswords, riddles, sudokus, word searches and other word games to keep you busy and amused. The absolute beast in this set of 3 is the book I decided to call Quare id Faciam. It was my own personal response to the awful situation of coronavirus in 2020, and the quotation from Catullus in the title is there as a statement both of why I wrote a book which is 100% in Latin, and why you might want to dip into it as a reader, or rather a puzzler. The claim on the cover is that Cicero himself could have solved the puzzles, which is actually meant seriously. By this I'm trying to say that the book uses classical Latin and the puzzles should be accessible to anyone who has a mastery of this. The book is a collection of 100 word games, 101 if you count the hidden one, which don't require much in the way of historical or cultural knowledge, but will really test the linguists out there among you. I especially enjoyed creating Latin honeycombs for the first time. It's definitely not a book for Latin beginners, though actually the content itself is relatively lowbrow. Now, if you like your puzzles with a little bit of flavour attached, we publish a whole range of them for enthusiasts not just of classics, Roman Britain, Latin, Greek, but also for the world of James Herriot and the county of Yorkshire. Please see our websites for further details. That's www.jprogs.com for the classical ones, or www.yorkshireauthor.com for the Yorkshire ones. And thank you for your attention.